My 30F husband's 33M friendship with his coworker, 40+F, is bothering me. This one particular coworker of my husband has been bothering me. He is a nurse, so he's surrounded by female coworkers, but his friendship with those women are fine because they just consist of the occasional text message, lunch, or social event that I'm usually invited to. For this one coworker that is bothering me, it started off with her just tagging him to random posts on Facebook. Usually she'd tag to at least 5 posts a day. The posts started off with just innocent memes, then she started tagging him to best friend posts, which then became amazing significant other posts. At this point I started getting uncomfortable and I told my husband to tell her to stop. We got into a fight about this, with him calling me overly jealous and me telling him everyone is questioning why another girl is tagging him to posts saying he's an amazing spouse. He eventually agreed to tell her to stop, but I'm pretty sure he threw me under the bus to her and trashed me, since not too long after she started tagging him to 10+ posts a day. One night while me and my husband were laying in bed, he got a phone call from her. I could hear what she was saying since it was quiet in the room. She had looked up his phone number from the workplace directory and decided to give him a call at 10 p.m. because she wanted to get guy advice from him. To my knowledge, this was the only phone call between them. There was also one instance where I was talking to my husband on the phone while he was at work on his break, and this coworker grabbed his phone to talk to me. It sounded innocent enough, with her just saying hi and that she's heard so much about me. I found this exchange very catty, but I don't know if I was just being paranoid. I personally would never grab a male coworker's phone just to talk to his wife. A few months later I was on my husband's iPad and a notification popped up from his Facebook Messenger from this coworker. I decided to snoop given how uncomfortable she has been making me. A lot of the messages were just her gossiping, talking about a guy she's dating. It was news to me that she had a BF, and asking my husband for more guy advice. She would also send a lot of scat and bestiality porn, but it looked like my husband ignored these messages for the most part. The thing that bothered me the most though was that they would message back and forth for hours in the middle of the night when he was off work, and they would do this multiple times a week. The times of those hours-long conversations matched up with the times my husband would wake up in the middle of the night, usually after midnight, and go downstairs. I always just figured he was watching TV down there, but I guess he'd just turn on the TV and also message this coworker. She is also the one that initiates all of the conversations. Is there anything to be concerned about here? Their conversations seem to be platonic, but at the same time she seems overly clingy. They see each other during work and she's taking up a lot of his time after work too. The sending porn thing is weird too. Too long did not read. My husband's coworker is very clingy and taking up a lot of this time outside of work and messaging him in the middle of the night. Since their conversations seem platonic, should I just drop it? Sending porn doesn't seem platonic, at least not on her end. You have every right to concern. Your husband may see her as a friend. I'm guessing she's just waiting for a chance to pounce. As a husband, I'm just going to say it and risk the downvoting. You husband is a shit. If my wife says to me that something I'm doing is bothering her, I listen and try to find out what I can do so she is no longer bothered. It's called marriage and it requires teamwork. The real question is, do you know for a fact that your husband is no naive that he wouldn't realize that this is all shady? Or, is he playing dumb? Sorry for my directness, and I understand if this comment is downvoted or even removed. Whether he's cheating or not, are we just gonna act like scat porn and bestiality porn isn't creepy as fuck? The sending porn thing is gross and widely inappropriate. I don't understand what kind of professional relationship, friendship they have for your husband to even be okay with these porn video messages. The midnight exchanges are red flags too. Let me state for the record, I have a platonic friend and we currently live on separate sides of the country, used to live close by and saw each other all the time. Each of us moved within a week of each other. He's single, I'm married. We chat. Sometimes call each other if something is just too much to write out. We're cool and admire each other. That said, if he ever sent me scat or bestiality porn, I'd probably block him and things would just come to a halt. If he called me in the middle of the night and it's anything less than an emergency or his plane finally landed, I would think that was weird. What you're describing sounds more than a bit much. I really like the casual mention of scat and bestiality porn. Who would share that with anyone from their workplace? Is your boyfriend into this and find someone to provide for his fetish? It's weird to say the least. Talk to your husband again. Say, Hey, this is everything I've noticed over the past couple of months. I'm not okay with it. Do not gaslight me and understand my concerns are valid. Even if she has a boyfriend or even a husband, the amount of time she's asking of you is a lot even from a friend. So I am going to call her right now from your phone and I want to discuss this over speakerphone. Just explain that although you understand she confides in your husband, that she needs to keep it to certain hours of the day or just at work. Also to stop sending gross stuff to him. Regardless, don't let your husband gaslight you. Don't let him try to downplay it. It's wrong. It's inconsiderate and it's walking a fine line. Stand up for yourself. Simple as that. He's having an affair in front of you. An emotional one that's now starting to cross. They're more than kissing cousins. Sorry, it's almost 1 a.m. and I am on my mobile, so I sacrificed formatting. I hope the message still gets across. So my friend came to me the other day asking for advice. He said his wife is strongly considering divorce. I said, what? Why after 23 years? He said they took a DNA test as part of their family history research and discovered they are sixth cousins. They share a single common grandparent. This caused his wife to freak out over the thought that she's had 3 kids with her cousin. When they found out, she ran to the bathroom and started throwing up. Kept screaming how her whole life has been a lie. How she can't understand how she could have been so stupid. He said he's tried many times to talk her out of this. Saying it doesn't matter because they are so far removed. Generally they are not related. He is so regretful that they even took the test and really wish things were back to normal. But the damage is done. This Pandora box is open and it's all she can think about. Her parents have tried talking with her, her siblings, friends, coworkers, and all say the same thing, it's not a big deal. But she is focused on how disgusting it is that she has not only slept with her cousin, but she actually married and had kids with him. How she is now just a common idiot hillbilly. I said to my friend, wow, this really sucks, but what do you want me to do? What could I possibly say that would help? He asked me what I think he should do and if possible, if I could talk with her. Seems I have always provided solutions to help solve many of their marital problems. He also said she always listens to me. I told him to give me a few days to think about it. This request has been keeping me up for several nights. I don't know what or how to even approach this. So I am looking to you. What can I say? This seems to be a very poor understanding of genetic relationships combined with terrible snobbery. Has anyone shown her what a sixth cousin actually looks like on a family tree? They share a great-great-great-great-great-grandparent, who lived several centuries ago. Quite hard not to marry a relative if you're counting that far back. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that even if they weren't, it sounds like she was looking for some way out. Maybe I'm wrong, but such a visceral reaction over nothing. What have the kids said about this? I do genealogy as a hobby and have done the DNA test, fully expecting that my husband would turn our as an 8th or 9th cousin. Both families kicking around working-class London in the time of Jack the Ripper. We did not come up as a DNA match. My common ancestors at the 6th cousin level were born in the 1720s. As others have said, most people don't even know who their ancestors were that far back. My ex-husband impregnated his stepsister and they are raising the baby together. This woman needs to calm the fuck down. A 6th cousin is 5 sets of grandparents away, and only related in the most abstract sense. Here is a handy cousin calculator to help you visualize the situation. Your friend's wife is silly and overdramatic. I'm not entirely convinced she's not using this as some kind of dumb excuse for something shitty. Each person has over 1,000 sixth cousins, so kinda silly to freak out over if you have to dig up ancestry.ca just to find a connection. Not because of any relations, but based purely on her reactions, I'd say that, yes, she is a common idiot hillbilly. Is there anything besides, you're being ridiculous? Pull your head out of your ass. That you could really say to her? This woman is not very bright. Am I destined to be alone forever or do I still have hope? I'm a 37-year-old woman. I have always been a hopeless romantic. And still, to this day, I have never been in a relationship, never been on a date, never even kissed anybody. Let me give you some background. I was in an accident when I was 10 which caused me to lose an eye. It looks all burnt and gnarly. My parents wanted me to be a doctor and kinda pressured me to go to med school. I hated it. I flunked multiple times. I finally had the guts to stand up for myself and quit, and pursue my passion, which is language and writing. By the time I got my master's degree in English literature, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It greatly affected the vision in my remaining eye. The surgery I had to have has left my brain not in a good condition. I'm constantly exhausted, dizzy, weak, and have very frequent headaches. I'm practically unemployable. I live with my parents and I'm financially dependent on them. I come from a society where arranged marriages are the norm, and dating isn't exactly encouraged. It's a heavily patriarchal society where not a lot of men think it's necessary to treat a woman with respect, or as an equal. My parents are convinced that no man will want to marry me unless he has an ulterior motive. I can see their point, kind of. I try every day suppress my yearning for romantic love. But lately I have been longing for it more and more. I just want someone to love, someone who will wrap his arms around me, will let me put my head on his chest, and share each other's company. I feel like I will explode with all this desire inside me. What do you guys think? Do I have a chance at love, ever? If you are a guy, would you ever consider going out with someone like me? TLDR. Is romantic love possible for 37F with no prior relationship experience and health issues? Fellow Indian? From one dude with medical issues to another, I hope things get better for both of us. You not dating has nothing to do with you and everything to do with having crap parents and living in a passionately misogynistic culture. Can you get out and live on your own? Meet people who don't have fucked up, traditional values? Are there matchmakers? You could contact one and see what they have to say, since they will have experience with the men that are available. Ask them to be brutally honest. Maybe you'll be lucky and you'll be exactly what one of the men is looking for. Tough to say because I'm assuming you're not from America, so I don't know what the dating scene is like where you are. But I definitely wouldn't count yourself out. What country are you from? Geez. Yes, of course. You absolutely have a chance at love. Don't give up on that. I hope it finds you soon. Just out of curiosity, what are you doing to make yourself more desirable to other people? I would suggest looking for dating sites or support groups specifically with other disabled people. Not to say that's your only shot, just that might be easier. Good luck. Girlfriend of 6 years admitted she slept with someone else early in our relationship. My M34 girlfriend, F30, told me last night she got extremely drunk one night. She was very depressed and she had lost a close relative and friend suddenly. They died in a car crash together. So she just didn't care about anything including herself, so she ended up sleeping with someone else while we were dating. She says it was a month into our relationship and she's telling me now because we were talking about getting married and she didn't want to start it off with things hidden. I don't really know what to say other than I didn't believe her at first. She doesn't joke about things like this and I honestly thought she was the same caring, beautiful girl I had always known and loved. We always seem to have got along. Sure, we argue sometimes and disagree, but we never hurt each other intentionally. I don't know what to think, none of it makes any sense. Why would she sleep with someone else when I was under the impression everything was absolutely perfect between us? I'm extremely hurt over this. I told her I need some time to think things through. She started crying and said okay, and we haven't spoken much since. I don't even know what to say or ask. Was he better in bed than me? Does she miss him? I keep asking myself over and over. I don't want to throw a 6 relationship away, but at the moment I really don't know how we could possibly get over this. Man, we've got a bunch of contortionists in here bending over backwards to excuse this woman's cheating. You owe your significant other the same fidelity 1 month in that you owe them 6 years in. She's lied to him for 6 years. She took his right to choose away for 6 years. There are 2 different issues here. The fact she cheated and the fact that she has been lying to you for 6 years. If you dump her, and you should because you will never trust her again knowing she can lie to you so well about such a big betrayal, you wouldn't be throwing away a 6-year relationship. You would be throwing away a 6-year con she's been running on you. So next time she's grieving she'll jump another guy then lie to you? Bro, you know what you need to do, you just don't have the balls to do it. She has lied to you for 6 years. To your face. Every day. Personally, I don't understand why people will excuse cheating if it occurred early in the relationship. Cheating is cheating to me. There are no excuses or justifications that would make it okay in my eyes. I understand it's a difficult situation, you've been together a long time, but she has kept it from you for 6 years. And if she can do it once, she can potentially do it again. To me, the trust would be completely gone. If you think this is something you can get over, then it's up to you, but if you can't, I'd call it off. She's already wasted enough of your time. Sorry op. Honestly, I think those that provide a variety of excuses for cheating are far worse than those who simply confess. Make no mistakes, all her reasons are just excuses. You will both have tough times in the future. How will you be confident she won't cheat again? Do not marry this woman. I would say she failed the marriage test. Not only cheated but lied about it for 6 years. She cheated on you 6 years ago. She hid it from you every day since then. She has been a cheater and a liar for pretty much the entirety of your relationship. Some people can get past infidelity. I value integrity, and the fact that she misled me about it for so long would be the deal-breaker for me. Yeah, it happened 6 years ago, but even if it didn't happen since then, it was a huge betrayal, and hiding it for those 6 years stole my ability to choose what to do about it. Rather than view it as losing 6 years I had invested in someone, I would view it as 6 years that had been stolen from me. That would be deal-breaker number 2 for me, with the cheating being deal-breaker number 1.